Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed history of classification and further of classification and systematics, everything we discussed. Remaining part we will see now. The student of Aristotle, Theodore. He continued his research and the classification of plants, and he was known as the father of botany. So, father of botany is Theodore, and both the animal and plants father of Aristotle. Okay, that you never forget. And there was a huge gap till 16th century. Then the English naturalist John Ray wrote several important works through his life. So next scientist will enter that. Who is that? He is the Methodus Plantrum nova, which also contribute that, and he also contain about 18,000 plant species. So result, it is a narrow species concept only, and complicated classification based on many combined characters or opposed characters are earlier in the taxonomy days. Next scientist will enter that John Ray. He also publishing many other books, and each included in the research in mammal, reptiles, birds, fishes, and insects. The Swedish biologist name is Carolus Linnaeus is the modern taxonomy. So father of modern taxonomy, Carolus Linnaeus. Okay. So he is also released many other book in taxonomy and binomial nomenclature also. And that based on that Carolus Linnaeus modern taxonomy, now itself it is modified and we can use it 2000 up to 2020 also it will be modified and we can use it. Okay. Next, Aristotle to Linnaeus employed easily observable single to few traits for classification of organisms with increased knowledge of the several biological domain, many characters. Domain means it is a parts. Okay. They represent the base of classical taxonomy, which was based on overall similarities and affinities derived from the morphology. Some small difference is there, means the scientists will note it and they will say the report and they will change in that. The anatomy and embryology of organism may be outside. Morphology, you know that anatomy means outside, embryology means over. The modification of this system is numerical taxonomy. Number will be increased. Numerical means number, which evolved in 1950s. In the year of 1950s only, that numerical taxonomy will be enter. Okay, the system evaluated that resemblance and difference through the statistical method followed by the computer analysis. So now it is followed from the computer analysis, statistical numerical it will be established. So numerical degree also refer in that. Okay. So in the relationship of individual, a biologist initiates study on the evolutionary and genetic reference among the organism. In this organism, for some other possibilities there, it's lead to the classification. Okay. So phylogenetics classification also involved in that. Okay, involved in the process. So okay. Then which lead to the emerge of the phylogenetic classification are gladistics. So maybe ask many more time to past 3 years they are asking the question, what is gladistics? Okay, what is gladistics? It's nothing but biology. It tends to study on the evolutionary and genetic relationship among organisms. Very important point is evolutionary and genetic. These two words, evolutionary and genetic relationship among the organism leads to the organism. It emerge the phylogenetic classification or cladistics. Okay, it is an evolutionary classification based on how a common ancestry was shared. Gladis classification summarize the genetic difference between the old species in the phylogenetic tree. Ernest Haeckel introduced the method of the representing evolutionary. Who is that? Ernest Haeckel. Underline the word Ernest Haeckel. Okay, in that relationship, very helpful for the tree diagram known as cladogram. What is cladistics? It is evolution and genetic relationship. Cladogram means it's a tree diagram of that evolutionary relationship. We can use the tree diagram with the help of the tree diagram. We can evaluate means that is known as cladogram. Clear? Tree diagram known as cladogram. One word also they will ask. So ready for that. Next, the system of classification take into account ancestor characteristics, triads, or father, forefathers, characters. It will be established in the one or two progeny. That means one or two generation it will be passed. After that it will be stopped. So many more times it will be evaluated in the first generation or second generation. After that stop, or sometimes it is 8th generation it will be evaluated depending upon the triads progeny representing that, and it will be differ from the various generation. Okay, maybe higher animals it will be differ and lower animals will be differ. Okay, and whose structure and functional differ from those ancestor character, one or more derived character which appeared during the evolutionary result in the formation of the new subspecies in a cladogram. Each evolutionary step produces a branching and all the member of the character. Okay, very clear. So maximum in the branch only the character, based on the character we will separate or we will put a branching for the members. So in this derived character which will not be seen in the organism, below the particular branch point, arranging organism on the basis of the similar and derived character which differ from the ancestor character. So see down on diagram is there example of cladogram. So first shark, ray, finfish, amphibians, crocodiles, birds, and what is that? Bats are all present in that. So here primates is the rodent. So how it will be formed? Down see here vertebrate, bony skeleton, 4 limbs animal, amniotic, and here hair animal. So eggs with the shell, up to this only egg with shell. After that it is not there. Okay, so here rodent, rabbits, rodent means rabbits and bats. So next to crocodile, after that amphibians, and a fish, shark. Shark will coming under mammals, fish in the fish, amphibians it's a reptile, crocodile it's a reptiles. So based on that only it will be differ. Okay, are you understood? So this is the cladogram. If we will arrange in that all the rodents, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish and mammals. Shark will come in there. So everything we can arrange it in the one tree. No, this tree only we call it as a cladogram tree. Are you clearly understood that? Phylogenetic tree or cladogram in this figure, depending on the system of classification, organism was classified into 2-3 kingdoms. Okay, laterly it is some, now itself it will come from 6 itself, 7 kingdoms is there. Who is told that this is 7 categorized? R.H. Whittaker. Who's that? R.H. Whittaker. Okay, Whittaker. Okay, R.H. Whittaker proposed a 5 kingdom classification. How many kingdom? 5 kingdom classification. Okay, clear. Next, that what are the kingdom he told that? First one is Monera. Lower class you are studied. Sorry. Yeah, 7th itself you are studying, no ma? Monera, Protista, fungi, plantia, and animalia. Okay, this 5 kingdom classified by Mr. R.H. Whittaker in the year of 1969. In the year of 1969, mode of nutrition, cell structure, mode of reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. Based on this, we are classified into the 5 kingdom. Okay, has come a way in a character account of the character of the 5 kingdom. It is different. Classification has come a long way and now taken to the even molecular level of DNA. What? DNA and RNA. These two identification, molecular classification. DNA, RNA, based on that you have to classify the animals and plants. We call it as a molecular identification. Okay, the molecular biology also, nowadays molecular biology, we can say that now molecular biologist. Okay, maybe we can use from this techniques biochemical array leads to the classifications of now 3-domain classification. How many domain? 3-domain classification. What is the 3-domain classification? How we will use that? In our past years, how it will be started? 3 domains in our life, how we will use, and who proposed, everything we can see in next class. Thank you.